hello. I scared the dog. Well, this is Peelerz Podcast, the nitty gritty and pretty side of stripping. Here with Kruella, Kraken, and
Ania Woods.
Oh, hello.
And Buckley.
And I'm sure you guys have seen lots of Ania on the Peelerz Podcast page. She was supposed to be original host, but she's been busy being is it philanthropist?
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it's called.
Is that the right word?
I think it is.
Philanthropist? Ania the philanthropist? Hi, guys. It's Kruella here.
And Ania.
We just wanted to let you know that we now know what philanthropy means.
What it does not mean is world traveler or voyager.
Hey, Phoenix, what does it mean?
People who donate to, like, charitable causes and stuff.
That's not what she's doing.
We know now.
Thanks, guys. Please don't rip us apart in the comments. Yeah, you've been everywhere from where, like Australia to
Bali, Thailand. I'm always in Kelowna in the summer. Yeah, that's gonna fuck up your sound real good.
No, it's all good. Everyone's used to her little ticky-tackies in there. She'll lay down in a second. So, but you've been gone for like damn near most of the year.
Yeah, I've been traveling so much. It's been amazing. It's just crazy how much I haven't been around. Mm-hmm. And how fast my plans changed from being a host with you, just being like, actually, I'm gonna go to Australia.
Yeah, which is fine, right? Like, follow your dreams. Is there anything that spiked that, like, want and need, or is it just because COVID was over?
You know what? Getting out of a relationship, I was in an 8-year relationship, and then after that, I just wanted to do something with my life. I felt so free, and I just felt like I needed to do something. So I was like, wow, I feel like a completely different person. Like, you really discover who you are after getting out of a relationship and, like, just putting 100% of your effort into you and your love into you. And I'm just like, I can just do so much more.
Oh, God, right?
So the fact that I could.
Yeah. I feel like men just truly, like, slow you the fuck down. There's, like, so much that's available to strippers. Like, it's such a bonus that we just get the freedom to really fuck off when we want.
Yeah, and the money that we make and our schedules that we have, it's so easy to go from, like, we're financially independent. Like, we don't need a guy. We don't need a loan. We don't need any of this stuff to live our lives, like, and to have the freedom that we do. Like, we're so blessed to have that kind of.
We don't need anyone to cover our shifts. There's so many bonuses. We can just take our work and go somewhere else with it as well. And just be like, hey, I'm here. I'm hot. Want me? And they're like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and there was a guy last night, actually, that asked, he's like, oh, so did someone pay for your trip to go to Thailand? Because I just got back from Thailand. And I was like, no, man. Like, I funded that myself, 1. And 2, it's cheap as fuck. So it's like,
yeah, if you
really
do it
anyone
right.
can do it. If you just, like,
and
plan.
like, when we say she travels, we don't mean, like, she goes to expensive hotels and, like, takes pictures on the balcony. Like, she's backpacking and, like, doing things and stuff, staying in hostels. It's not like what you think a stripper would be like in Bali. It's it's real, you know?
That is, staying in hostels. So many people are like, I can't believe you stay in hostels. You're so brave. You're doing this. Like, but I wouldn't do it any other way. And it's just so cool because I love meeting people. Like, I'm such an extrovert. So being in hostels is so amazing because you get to meet so many people from all over the world. And this time, I lied about my age and what I did for work.
What was it? What was the age and what was the job?
I said that I was 28, which I'm 31. And I also said that I was just a bartender. I just bartend. So that it wasn't, like, too far off. Like, I could still bullshit my way around it. Because, I did bartend for a couple of years when I first turned 18. And then I work in a bar, so I kind of know the ins and outs of how a bar works. So it was easy when they were asking me questions about, like, tipping and how it works and stuff. So, and I feel like bartending and dancing kind of go hand in hand. So
do you feel like people treated you differently with those lies?
1000% do feel like people treated me differently with those lies, and that's why I did it, because I backpacked Australia and Bali for just under 6 months, and I felt people were really interested in what I did for work and, like, who I was, but I felt like it was more of an entertainment value than it was, like, genuine.
Yeah.
They didn't actually want to get to know me. They just wanted to know about me.
And then they want to be like, oh, I met a stripper. I'm a stripper.
Yeah.
They don't care about your name or really any of, like, your accomplishments, but they're like, I'm a stripper.
Yeah, I really felt like this, and I'm super proud of who I am. Like, I'm not ashamed of how old I am. Like, 31 is not old. And
but men hear it and they're like, oh.
just anyone hears it and it's like, oh wow, like you're some
over
reason
30?
older. Like
Yeah.
it's so weird. And then also, I felt like I made genuine connections with people this time. Like, so it was such a better trip by lying about it this time. And it sucks. I hate that because I'm so proud of everything that I do. But
Hey, we've all done it. We've all kind of had to, you know?
yeah, I feel like this is the first time I ever have. And I hate that it went over so well. Because, like...
But it's fun because now you have, like, a triple life. You have your real name and your real life, and then you have Ania Woods, and then you have Thailand Ania. Who's younger.
Yeah.
Only bartends.
Yeah.
She's not as damaged.
Yeah. Really, yeah, it's so weird. So weird. But I did tell, I think, 2 people that I was a stripper, and then I kind of went into... I was like, but I'm not just any stripper. Like, I gotta... Like, because that was another thing. I had to explain that, like, stripping in Alberta, especially at Shade, is different.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm a performer. Like, I'm talented.
Maybe we should mention also that you are a Miss Nude Alberta Stripper Olympics champion and Miss Nude Diamonds.
Yeah.
And Miss Exotic Australia.
Miss Exotic Australia.
They only give out 3 awards for that contest, by the way. She got one of them. That was her first time competing there. So, like, she's not just like here's my butthole kind of girl. Like, she's doing her thing, and she's doing it very well. It's so different here. Fuck, it's so different here.
Yeah, it's so different, and I feel like every time I tell somebody that I'm an exotic dancer or stripper, I have to go into detail about that because it's like I'm not, because you know how people think about our industry, and for most people, I don't care. I actually like the shock value if I don't plan on getting to know who they are. But if they are anybody that I care what their opinion is, meaning like in a friendship or a relationship or family member, I want to tell them like it's more than that.
Yeah.
Like I care to tell them, but it's just exhausting having to like defend who you are. And it also sounds like you're blowing smoke up your own ass too.
And then they're like, oh, how much have you made on your most expensive night? And they tell them, you're like, oh my God, I wish I could make that much even in a week. And it's like, okay, that happened once in my life.
Yeah.
I don't even answer that honestly anymore because people just assume that's how much I make. Like one time once in my life. One time out of 8 years of dancing, I made like $6,000 one night.
Yeah.
And no matter who I tell that to, they're like, holy fuck, I wish I could make that much in a month and this and that. And like, it happened once in my life. I have never even come close to it. Like, pushing it's even $3,000, and that's still so rare. Like maybe once a year kind of night.
Yeah, and I also like to tell people, be like, okay, have you ever went into a 6-hour shift and made $0? And they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, that happens to us.
That happens way more than to us than the $3,000 nights. Even
Yeah,
the $2,000,
exactly.
even the $1,000 nights, way more. Like 2 times this week already. Mm-hmm. Went home with 0 dances.
Yeah, I mean, being on stage though, like I like to remind stage dancers that we still get paid to be there and we still make tips. So it's like we are still making more than the average person, yes, but once it all levels out, we're no real different than the rest of society, other than the fact that we can take time off and we have a little bit more financial
Absolutely.
like leeway, because like it comes easy so that we can make a lot of money, that we can save easier. But yeah, yeah, it is weird that mostly guys are like, oh, I wish I had tits and I could do that, because it's like, man,
that's not how
it is not how it is.
Work.
Yeah,
we've talked about it on a few previous episodes as well, that like the economy is really taking out quite a few dancers. Mm-hmm. You know, like all the older dancers aren't in it anymore because the money isn't the same. It's really not lucrative. Like, it is lucrative, but it's not what it used to be. Like, even on the advertisements, it's like, you can make up to $5,000 a week. When? Where? I haven't been around for that. Does that happen soon? Because it's not like that anymore. And like the posters used to say, try stripping, it's $5,000 to $10,000 a week, and that changed from $2,000 to $5,000. Now it's
a little bit more realistic.
Now it's maybe like $500 to $2,000,
Yeah.
maybe during hockey season.
Yeah. And it also depends on the dancer and like your mindset and your like headspace and all these things. So
And some girls got it. Like they got it, that witchcraft that like can walk up to someone and be bought out all night. Like,
I also feel like us stage dancers are there because we love to perform, versus there's girls that are there to hustle, and they make really, really good money. Like, they really do. So, but us stage girls, we are there to perform.
Yeah.
And we put so much effort into that. So it's like, we're going to show up at work because we love to be there, not necessarily because we love money.
Yeah.
My mom used to say that all the time. Like, when she'd tell people that I was a stripper, like when I first started dancing, she was like, oh yeah, well, she likes the money. And I'm like, Mom, I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love it.
It's truly such a good job for those who like to perform, because you can dress how you want and perform. Me and Scarlett just talked about this. Like, you can take this persona that you've always wanted to be or do and put it on stage and get paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also the difference between, like, I'm sure a lot of strippers are going to be listening to this and being like, what the fuck? You get paid when you go on stage? But that's one, because this happens. We put on a crazy performance. Two, we're on stage for 18 minutes, which is unheard of everywhere else. Mm-hmm. So that's why we get paid to go on stage, and we're in costumes and we have props and we're like hanging from the ceiling. It's not just like a quick little 2-song thing. Yeah. So that explains to all the strippers out there. They're gonna be like, what fucking club do I have to go to work at? If you want to work at those clubs, you got to be on stage for 18 minutes and like it. And enjoy it.
Yeah. People have to like you too.
Yeah. Because if you don't like your job, it's very obvious.
Oh, for sure it is. And they don't get rebooked on stage, you know. It's I did find when I worked in Australia, it was, so in some of the, every club was so different. That was really interesting too, because they're like, how is stripping in Australia versus stripping in Alberta or Canada? And I'm like, I'm gonna tell you, it is so different. Every single club has their own set of rules and their own set of dancers, their own way they do it. It was, so the first club that I worked at was Centerfolds in Melbourne, and they have, I think they call them stages. So that's basically what our freelancers do, is they just have to go up on stage. And so you still paid a floor fee to work, and then, which was hella expensive, by the way. Like, I couldn't believe it. On the weekend, it was like $120 to work.
Holy crap, holy.
Yeah, it was, but they didn't take a commission off of your dances. So you got to take home all of your money.
That's a big difference.
That is a big difference.
Yeah.
But I had to be on stage like 4 times, and they were each 15 minutes.
Really?
They were, and it's just a teaser show. Like, you don't get naked.
Do they do what we do?
Tip. Yeah, they do. Okay, no, they are literally just walk around. Some girls will do a pole trick here and there, but no, they just walk around. You're on stage with like 4 other girls, and they also have like 6 stages.
Fuck.
Like, there's stages everywhere. They have like little podiums. So you go in, you check in with the house mom. The house mom sits in the change room too, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And you check in, you pay your floor fee, and then you have to come back in like 10, 15 minutes to like see what time you're going to be on stage. Sometimes only 2 of them are down too. So you're like, what? Like, I'm stressed out. Like, it's midnight. I've been here for 3 hours, and I still don't know what my last stage set is. Yeah. And then there's no floor time. You just have to make your shows. If you don't make your shows, you get fined $50. And they were open till 7 a.m. So sometimes I was on stage at like 6 a.m. and I'm just like, man, I just want to go home.
Oh my God.
But Centerfold also did have showgirls, like what we are. And they put on big shows. But there was not really a lot of creative freedom when I was there, which was super interesting. So I brought 3 or 4 costumes with me, and all of those costumes were basically in rotation with them. So I couldn't have, like, I couldn't do my Egyptian show, I couldn't do my circus show.
So in rotation, that means like a girl has it?
One girl was doing a show that had that theme, so I couldn't do it. And I was like, what?
Dude, there's some times where we go up like cowboy show, and then someone's in an Oilers costume, and then cowboy show. Like,
yeah,
that's
like, I mean,
fucked.
we're not really supposed to do that, but
we do it.
Yeah. Because we all look so different. And I was trying to explain, I'm like, my Egyptian show is going to be nothing like that girl's or my circus show. And they're like, yeah, no, we just don't do it.
But to like own a theme is very...
Yeah.
A lot.
It was so interesting, which it did make it kind of cool because the girls had to be super creative. Like, if you wanted to be on stage, you had to come up with a really cool theme because all the generic ones are already in rotation.
Can you imagine being one of the house girls and being like, yeah, I own nurse. I'm the nurse.
Oh, and like, they were like that.
Yeah,
they were definitely.
Susan, I'm the nurse. Yeah. Like, holy fuck.
And you had to get it approved, too. Like, you had to show them your show, and the management had to watch it. They had to approve your music.
That's too much pressure.
It was so much. Like, it was so, like, micromanaged.
Is that the one that had the contest?
Yes. So
Miss Nude Australia?
They were, like, competing in 2 or 3 weeks, and I said, I'm like, oh, I'm interested in competing. And she's like, well, like, you have to, like, submit it. You have to do this. You have to go through training. Like, she's giving me all these stipulations. I'm like, can I just show you what I got, and like you can just say yay or nay and whether I can compete? Because I'm like, I promise you, I don't need it. Like, I compete back home out of like a really big caliber.
Yeah.
Like, let me just show you what I got. And she's like, okay, fine. This is the manager. And she's like, yeah, you can do it. I showed her. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool. You can do it.
I love that when people like look at you and they don't think anything of it, and then they see you dance and they're like, well, wow.
That changes things.
Yeah, that changes things. You know how many times that's happened to me with the whole like, she can't work here, she's too tattooed. They dance and the owner's like, how come you've never been here? I'm like, you.
Yeah, you literally said no. You see one fucking picture of me and that was your whole no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was that. So I got to, but right after I competed, I was like, okay, I'm going backpacking, bye.
I know, yeah, and you were even trying to, you're like, do I do this contest? I don't really like this club that much. I'm like, you're going to leave an impact, so you might as well.
Yeah, and I'm really happy I did. Like, I'm so happy that I pulled out a title and, yeah, did, like, make a name for myself out there, even though I'm never really going to go back and do it. I also worked at another club called Kittens, which I really liked. You weren't supposed to double dip. Like, Australia has, like, if you're working at one club, you're working at one club. And I was
double
like,
dip.
I liked Centerfolds because they had the showgirls. But I liked Kittens more because there was no showgirls. The fee was super cheap. It was like $30 to work.
That's
you
like
kept
home,
all your
yeah.
money. And you kept all your money there.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and they were only open till 3. So I was like, I love this. And the girls were a lot nicer.
What are, like, lap dances out there? Are they the same price as here, or?
Yeah, they're actually very comparable. So it was like $100 for 10 minutes or $50 for 4, I think, with 3 minutes or something.
Do you guys make up your own times?
No, you don't make up your own times or your own. Actually, yeah, you kept track of your own time. And then they did do like hour buyouts, which were really good. Those were really lucrative, and people would come and do that. I did get lots of buyouts in both clubs. Mm-hmm. More at Kittens though. Kittens was just like a more relaxed, like fun place. And I'm trying to think of the rules. Because at Shade, there's no contact. Like
I was just about to ask, there was one club you were talking about where like there was no touching, but you could kiss. I need to know about that.
Yeah, that one was really weird. So yeah, Shade, obviously there's no touching. Like we can touch them to an extent.
Shade is Edmonton.
Yeah,
Alberta.
Shade is Edmonton, Alberta.
Yeah.
And then in Melbourne at Centerfold, I believe that they could just touch your hips. I think if I remember correctly. And then
full nude or?
Yeah, full nude. Yeah. And then I think that's that was the rule. And then Kittens, you could touch from the waist up, including kissing them, and like they could suck on your tits and shit. And I was like, man, that's like not my vibe at all. That was not my vibe.
Ooh, it gave me shivers. Just like some.
Yeah.
Spit on you.
But they couldn't touch your butt, and you couldn't sit on them. So I got in shit for like just sitting on someone and talking to them. Like a bouncer came up to me and was like, "Hey, you can't do that." And I was like, "Okay."
But they can be tongue fucking my throat.
Face though, and I can't sit on this guy. Like, come on. Like I was so. It took me a while to get over that one. But that was a really hard habit to break because I love sitting on them and just like bullshitting.
Yeah.
And like just like shaking my titties in their face. But yeah, that was a no go.
Fuck. But did you find it harder to sell dances because you didn't do it and everyone else did?
No, because they didn't know that I didn't do it till I got back there.
Oh, did everyone do it but you?
No, I would say lots of girls had boundaries that like no kissing and like no sucking on titties. Like that, it just grossed me out. You know that thing where you do and you like sit on them and like lean back and they like try and like nuzzle your neck? Like, ugh. Like, any guys that are listening to this, please don't do that. Like, it's so gross.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, don't. Please keep your fucking saliva in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, no, I wasn't, no, I didn't feel like I wasn't the only one that didn't do it. There was lots of girls that did, and there was lots of girls that didn't. So, I felt like I just fell into the middle there. So, it wasn't an issue at all.
Yeah? Well,
yeah.
Every club's different.
I mean, I did kiss, like, one guy because he was super hot.
I was just about to say, I'm like, sometimes, like, you get that one guy, and he's actually cute. Did he reciprocate it well?
You know what? No, I think he was shocked that I kissed him, so I didn't do it again, but, like... But I was like, this guy's so hot. Like, he was so fucking hot. And he was into me. Like, he was like, I was letting him touch me and stuff. And then when I, like, leaned in to kiss him, he was just like, I think he was just shocked.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was pretty fucking...
Like, I don't think he even know that we were allowed to do that. Like, I don't know. But then I just didn't do it again because I was like, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't into me, but it seemed like he was.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, it also just felt weird to kiss somebody at work because even though it was okay, I was still kind of like, ugh.
I've done it once. Twice.
Really?
At work?
Oh my god, you're so bad.
People I know damn near very well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I I've never, like, been like, oh my God, I just met you and kissed someone. Mm-hmm. But, like, yeah, I've had boyfriends come to the club and maybe get one dance. Or, like, I had one customer who's very cute who'd buy me out all the time. Yeah. Kissed him in the back once. But we knew each other well, my age, long time ago. Like, it was New Year's. Like, fuck
even if you do, like, even if, like, someone in the club were to catch you, it's like...
Shade, yeah, they'd probably...
They would fucking get mad, but they would still probably be like, if you explained your situation, they'd probably be like, just do not let it happen. Be like, I'm sorry. JP's gonna listen to this and be like, what did you just say?
I didn't do it at Shade, JP. Don't be mad at me. Love you. I didn't do it there.
You know what?
He's gonna be looking at my schedule and be like, you were on New Year's. You don't know what New Year's.
He would look back in the books and be like, you were here.
Yeah.
There was this one time where there was a guy that I was giving a dance for in at a club, and they've got cameras in every room, and I wanted to so bad, and I was talking about it in the change room, and the manager was like, he's like, I'm not gonna stop love. He's like, you're just not allowed to, like, let everybody touch. He's like, but if you're in love, I don't care. And I was like, I don't know about that.
Just supporting love. I love that.
He's like, I support love. And I was like, okay.
At least she's not inviting you up. I know that's your chair, but you have a bed right there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Buckley. I'm taking up your spot. She wants to be the center of attention.
She really does.
Do you ever record by yourself and she's sitting in this chair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, do I turn the mic so you can hear her go...
Just a little sigh, sick of your shit, or being empathetic.
Yeah, like she has a fucking bed right there.
Do you think you'll ever interview, like, guys that you're dating?
I want to interview my ex.
Ooh, really?
Frenchie, I'll call him that for now. Everyone's gonna get a nickname until they say okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, even if I have drama with people, like, there's some things I'd love to squish on camera, because you are being watched. You have to watch what you say. You have to articulate everything in a nice, polite fucking way, because you still work with the bitch. And, like, it'd be nice to just be like, it's no he said, she said. It's fucking recorded, you know? Like, let's talk this out. Yeah.
But even, like, do you think that you would interview, if they would even accept it, like, girls that you've had beef with in the past? Or nah?
Absolutely, I'd love to. Because both girls, the two girls that I've had, like, real beef with, maybe it's 3 girls, I don't know. I can totally see myself being able to talk it out with them, because I know what I have to say, and if they have to say anything back, I just know that I haven't done anything that bad, that I'd be scared of it, 1, being public, and 2, having to address that issue in my life. Like, there's nothing I've done horrible enough that I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I can discuss that.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm ready to, damn near, with
anybody.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that's, like, a really cool thing about podcasting. It's just, like, if you're willing to put your life out there, then you gotta kind of put the good and the bad. You can't just put one side, because then people are going to pick you apart and, like, have things to say about you. But if you've got it all on the table, then what are they going to say? It's like, yeah, go look it up, the good, the bad, and all of it. So
yeah.
How do you feel the drama in the, like, industry? Do you feel like, I feel like I don't have a lot of drama. Guys are always asking me, like, is there lots of drama? I mean, there's always tea, but I just don't feel like there's a lot of drama.
No, and I feel like the more that you work your way up, I don't think you can work your way up if there's a lot of drama around you. I don't think you have, like, queen capabilities, like, having a title capabilities if there's lots of drama around you. Like, if you're a hater, if you're hating on people, I don't think that life will welcome that into you. You know, like, we're queens for a reason. We know what's important, what's not, and a lot of the drama really isn't important. Yeah. It's entertaining. That's for fucking sure. Man, had a birthday party. Everyone hated each other. I had a great time. I loved everybody. I was just like, oh, you have a problem? I don't care. Show up if you want. I'm like, I'd like to see there, and I'd like to see her there, but, like, if you guys are gonna fight, stay home. I don't give a shit.
It is quite funny too at your birthday house. Like, they were at, like, opposite ends of the table, like, people that didn't get along with each other. But that's how it should be. Like, that's how it should be. Just, like, fucking put it behind you. Like, no one cares about your beef with somebody else other than you two. Yeah. We love hearing about it. Like, I love listening to it, but, like, no one actually cares. No one actually cares.
Absolutely.
Especially about the shit that girls are beefing about half the time. It's like, oh, so-and-so used my music, or so-and-so said this. And it's like, okay, it's just... We work with a bunch of girls that do crazy shit.
And competitive, and jealousy's a thing, and heartbreak, and, like, people don't know how to process their outside emotions too. Mm-hmm. They bring that into work, and you can be... Man, I've gotten in the middle of fights with girls where it's like, fuck, you're both mad at each other, and I somehow got dragged into this, you know? Like, it's so easy when hormones are involved, money's involved, competitiveness is involved, and everyone's fucking gorgeous, you know? It can bring a lot of ugly out in people, but luckily, I think we're pretty secure with our identities, which really fucking helps.
Yeah,
really
that
helps.
that does help, and like I personally don't have any like anybody that I work with that I'm like, I absolutely hate you and I can't work with you. There's lots of girls actually that do though, that they have no work lists. Like, do you have that? Have you ever done that in the agency? You're like, I do not want to work with this person like forever. Yeah, okay, I've never done that.
No, but like, tell me when I'm working with her was one girl, and I've worked with her multiple times. It's always been fine. But there was, I'm not saying timeline, but there was someone that I was like, specifically, we need to not be booked together. I don't know.
Sometimes I think if you need space, and the
Absolutely.
person is making it hard.
And that's what it was. It wasn't like she's beating me up or she's spreading rumors. It was like, I don't know. There's just a lot of negativity around it, and I just need space. Or sometimes when friends get really into addictions, and things like that, like I need to take space. I love them to death, but like that's the whole reason that I have to call and be like, I can't be around her addiction. I can't keep her sober. No, I can't. She has to keep herself sober. And the negativity and the work drama, like, I don't associate with it, so.
Yeah. I guess that's actually why we don't have drama in our lives, is because we separate ourselves from people that do create a lot of their own drama.
I was just going to say, those girls are watching this being like, you are drama. They're going to be so upset being like, you are drama. No, we're just handling it a lot better than you.
Yeah,
That's
we separate, like, as I said, love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Love the tea. But, like, I'm going to separate myself from actually being a part of it and, like, being right in the thick of it for sure.
And it's still a job.
Yeah.
We're still all in the same shoes. Like, we're all wearing the same fucking pleasers. Like, to think anyone's better or lesser for any fucking reason is absurd. We're all here to work. To think that, like, it's not school where you have to show up and get your studies done and you have to create relationships with people to grow up and learn things. This is a fucking job.
Yeah.
You should already know how to handle yourself.
And it is, I do find that in this industry, people don't take it serious like a job.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm not meaning to call anyone out right now, but, like, it's when you're posting things online, what job can you do that? When you're yelling at your managers, what job can you do that? Smoking in the workplace, this goes for everyone. Smoking in the workplace, where can you do that? Kicking the ceiling of your fucking change room, what job can you do that? Like, that, I'm calling myself out on this. I've done unprofessional things as well, but, like...
Oh my God, me
Yeah.
too. Like, get drunk and go on stage and, like, make it, like, literally be taken off stage early because you can't do your job properly. Like, you'd be fired anywhere else. Yes, these are, like, crazy things that we can do as a job. We maybe get away with some of it, but, like, if you did it more than once, you'd
We
get
learn
fired.
and we recover from it, but, like, there's girls that just don't, and they keep making the same mistake and being like, well, why can't I? I'd be like, because it's a job. It's a fucking job. You're not indestructible in any job where you can just do and act how the fuck you want. Like, you're working with other individuals. You can't just be that free. There's always regulations to everything. Like, the fuck?
And that is so, I think that's why people take advantage and don't see it as a job, because we do have so much freedom. But I think the people that actually look at it as a career are the ones that make it far and make a career out of it.
True.
So there's, like, so many girls that are like, oh, I'm just here to make a couple bucks. And, like, not only do they get fired, and then they have such resentment towards the place. So there's even, like, been DJs in the past that have, like, that get fired because they're just so opinionated and it's like, look, it's a job. This is how it works. Or girls that get really upset about, you know, being told that about their weight, like whether they're too skinny or too thick or whatever, like they need to put on makeup or do their hair. Like, the way you look is everything in this job. It is part of your job to look good. So unfortunately, not in any other job can you be told you're not allowed. Not in any other job is that ever going to be of risk or what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't fucking know. I barely speak English.
That's never a factor in any other job about how you look. At least it shouldn't be. It's actually illegal to profile somebody like that. Mm-hmm. But in this job, it's not. And to be a model or an actor, those are places where it's like you need to look like X, Y, and Z. So the girls that get upset about this and like, I got told I have to put on makeup, or I got told I'm too skinny or too fat. It's like, well, yeah, that's how it is. unfortunately, and they're like, oh, well, people like the look of all things. And I'm like, the thing is, though, is like you still need to look healthy and you still need to look put together.
Yeah.
So if you look unhealthy in any which way, or you look like a mess, that's not the way you should look. That's not the standard.
Yeah, especially when a club wants higher standards.
Yeah.
They're not ripping everyone apart, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I do feel like if you do have a unique look that works, they let you go with it, you know? And it's like, but if like, say if someone like me were to lose like a bunch of weight or to gain a bunch of weight or just stop showing up with makeup, like they'd be like, yo, Anya, figure your shit out. Like, what are you doing? Like, they wouldn't let me get away with it because they've seen what I am.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's like, a lot of people are going to be watching this being like, they don't call you out when you're too skinny. Yes, I have had friends.
Yes, they do.
I've had friends fired for being too skinny. It's unsafe. Like, we're being very physical with our jobs. They want to make sure we're eating. They don't like us doing drugs. The whole Coke stripper is out. So no one's doing Coke anymore. There's
not at the clubs that we work at anyway.
But when they do, it's fucking obvious too. Like, when they're outcast, they are weird, like not weirder than us, like, but you can tell like who is doing drugs because it's not like that anymore. So at least they're looking out for us that way, you know.
That is a difference in the clubs that we regularly work at. So Shade in Edmonton, Liquid Zoo in Kelowna, they're both like really wicked and protecting us girls and like setting a standard for us, and you know, they love us, and so they care about us, and they don't want us doing drugs, and it shows. That's why they are the two most successful clubs probably in Western Canada.
I'd say so, yeah.
And but there's other clubs that I've worked at that they don't care, and they're not busy. And they don't care if the dancers are alcoholics. They don't care if the dancers are hooked on drugs or have eating disorders or anything like that.
Sometimes they even prefer the fuck show dancers.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones buying drinks at their slow bars, you know?
In Australia, too, it was like actually quite insane how much drugs were involved in that. Like, it's almost, I wouldn't say all of them, but like, it was just so common that they almost spoke about it as like in the open and as if it was just like,
it's like how we go.
Do you want to go do a shot or
Yeah.
go smoke weed? It was just like, do you want to come to the bathroom with me? And I'm just like, whoa. Not only that, it's like weird that they're even bothering to do coke in Australia. It's probably the worst possible coke you can get in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's the farthest point from where coke is made.
Fuck. That is like, there's like one or two clubs like that in Alberta too, where like even on a Tuesday night I'm working and I'm being like, why? There's 4 people here. Why do you need to do, like, even an energy drink seems excessive. Why the fuck are you doing lines?
Yeah, well, because they're addicted to them.
Yeah.
It's like the lifestyle that they've chosen, unfortunately. You get stuck in a hole, so.
But those are the slow clubs and those are the haggard clubs.
Well, those are the clubs that like, they're not busy because they don't fucking care. And people don't want to come in and feel sorry for the dancers.
Yeah.
So, like... Yeah.
I gotta say, when I started dancing, I felt bad for the dancers. I'm not calling anyone out. I don't even recognize their fucking names anymore. I don't even think any of these girls dance anymore anyway. But when I started and Bear brought me to all the clubs to try out, I remember 3 dancers. You and Sasha and Jaden Sunday. Why? Because you all had performances. You all did stuff. The other girls, we went to every single club. I can't recognize any other names. But I'm like, of course I can do this. They're just walking and they look miserable. I just have to smile. And I'm already beating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that age of stripping is done. That, like, it was still sexy and slow, you know? That nonchalant look. But now it's just sad, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very sad. So, yeah. How's the dating life?
I've been on like barely any dates. Still text my ex on and off.
That's so funny that you're still fucking texting.
But like, it's not even romantic. Like, I really do think we could be friends. We just have to get over the hump of being like...
Why do you want to be friends with your ex?
I don't know. I think he's funny. We don't have any bad blood. Like, we finally had a conversation where it's like, let's stop being mean. I'm like, I'm not going to tweet about you, or as I'm talking about him on the podcast, I'm not going to like post anything about you, even though like it's true. The TikToks and everything are true. I don't know. It really hurt his feelings. I'm like, fuck, I never really thought about that. Like, you hurt my feelings, our relationship, and that's why we broke up. And now I'm sitting here and doing the same thing. Am I even any better? You know, like, am I even teaching you a lesson? Am I getting anything off my chest? Do I feel better? No. So I'm trying not to tweet or post about him, which sucks because he makes it easy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, honestly, I think we touched on this earlier. Like, men in our industry, I think because we're such like powerful women and we're so independent that it almost feels like they're always holding me, and my personal opinion is they're always holding me back. Mm-hmm. Like, I never would have went to well, no, I did go to Australia when I was in a relationship, but it didn't last.
Didn't come back in a relationship.
I didn't come back in a relationship, but I never would have went to Thailand if I was in a relationship because I, like, really, really wanted him back, and thank God he didn't take me back because, honestly, that Thailand trip was, like, life-changing for me. But I never would have went. Like, if I would have gotten back together with that guy, I never would have went to Thailand. There's no fucking way because I'd be too scared to lose my connection with him again.
I think if I was still dating my ex, I wouldn't be going to New Orleans with my mom just because
money. Don't. Oh, yeah, money. Like, how is it that when I'm single, I have so much more money?
I don't know why I'm attracted to broke dudes, and I only find it out later. No, there's no hate to broke dudes at all. I'm completely and utterly blaming myself here. I do not want him coming at me being like, I didn't ask for shit, because he didn't. I like to spoil people.
Yeah.
I like to be spoiled back, but like, when it turns into me just spoiling us, like, all the dates are on me, all the little surprises, and, like, Airbnb is the shit that I really like to do. When it's all on me, I get why I'm broke. I'm the one spending the money.
Yeah.
But, like, I need that kind of shit in my relationships. I do. I'm a very, like, surprisingly romantic person, you know? So I resent them, because I'm like, you're not the one fucking paying for it. You're not even trying to do it. Like, but it's my own fault for putting myself in that hole and having those expectations.
Well, it's good that you, like, realize that, because I think some strippers are very much, do they have money? Like, that's their first like baseline with like what they're looking for. And I think once again, us coming back to us being performers and like loving what we do, we're just like a lot more passionate about like the way we feel in life. Mm-hmm. And what we put out in life. And money, if you're a good person, I actually don't care if you have money, because I have my own money. Mm-hmm. I don't need you to have money. I would just like you to show up and be a decent human being. Yet we're still constantly finding people that aren't.
Yeah. And in no way is my ex a bad human. I think he has, it's just emotional maturity and stuff that's inside. Taking his anger out on me, or his temper, or our communications didn't link up. There was never like cheating or beating or like the really horrible things, but I just wanted to nip it in the butt, because I was like, if at 3 months it's like this, it's probably going to be worse in 6 months, and then 9 months, and so I just nipped that in the butt, which is why I kind of want to be his friend, because I'm like, but then I don't, because it doesn't really work out.
I think it makes things complicated.
Yeah, and I think I'm just bored because every guy that I go on a date with is lame as fuck. Oh, sorry if anyone's watching this. In the nicest way, I don't know.
I feel like I'm in such a solo era. After going to Thailand, I was very much like, I don't need a guy to be happy. If anything, I'm happier without somebody, because I don't have to think about I could just make decisions for myself. I don't have to correlate with somebody, be like, oh, are we going to go see your mom? Like, or do I have time to go do this? Like, what are we doing this weekend? Like, if someone invites me, it's just up to me whether to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, it's just my schedule. It's just my emotions. It's just all me.
Yeah.
And, like, I can regulate it, and nobody else's bad mood is affecting my mood.
Yeah.
Which is fucking incredible. Like, my mental health, now that I've accepted that I'm okay being single, is so much better. So much better.
Oh, I can totally fucking see that. I'm more clear-headed. The temper doesn't affect me at work. Like, crying at work, I fucking hate that. Like, I get that, like, that's another thing. Just, like, emotionally regulating. If I were to be with a guy, emotionally regulate yourself. If I'm at work, it's not a time to take anything out on me. Mm-hmm. You know, and to notice and know when you're taking something out on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been so happy single. I think it's been 4 months. And, like, I go on one date with a guy, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks later, go on one date with one guy. No. Yeah. And then they give me shit because I'm too busy to do anything. I'm too fucking busy, dude. Too fucking busy.
But also, if you were worth it, we would make time. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just sometimes they're just, like, they're not worth it. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
Like, why should I make time for you?
That's, like, the one true thing that I did miss about my ex, is that I feel like, and like another reason why I want to be friends is I find very few people that's like you can invite over and just hang. Mm-hmm. So like when I'm editing, I love company, but there's like 2 or 3 people, like chick-wise, I know, that could hang out and just like, while I'm editing, hang out. I know he could. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want to find in my next partner. Like, there's always something I want to take from every partner and put into the next one.
Yeah, like you learn what you like and what you don't like. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. The patience and the style. And then Danny he loved me. He just really, really loved me. And Jordan, I really loved him. I want, like, all of that mixed together, you know?
And I think, like, you can find it. It's just, like, you really have to get good at being single because it's a really small pool of people that's coming from. It's, like, you can get into a relationship tomorrow if you wanted to. Like, it's very easy when people are like, oh, like, there must be something wrong with them because they're still single. It's like, no. It's like, I just don't want to fucking deal with people that are less than what I should be dealing with.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And even in friendships, like, I mean, there's some girls that are like this too, but I really find that being friends even with guys, like, I find that I'm being their fucking mother. Like, when I was traveling and made friends with people from all over the world, like, I had a lot of guy friends when I was traveling because a lot of guys travel solo. Like, I find that girls don't travel solo as much because, there's obvious reasons. Like, it's scary to travel as a girl by yourself. So I did find more solo travelers as guys. And, but yeah, hanging out with them, like, there's some that were great. They were absolutely great, but they were also in relationships. And I'm like, I feel like these girls have taught these guys really well.
That's why I just want to date a married couple. Because she's already worked him through. He's already trained. He's good to go.
Yeah, he's already bugging his... And you know what? Maybe I just thought they were great because he was actually just texting his girlfriend the whole time being like, oh my god, all of this and this and this, and not putting it on his friends. But the single ones that I was around, like, the one lost his phone 3 times. I was like, how? And then he lost his flip-flops on the beach and lost his sunglasses here, and I'm just like, how? Like, you're a 26-year-old guy and you just can't fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I know losing things isn't that big of a deal, but it's just like, man, like, how are you losing one thing here and there is one thing, but, like, late for everything, like,
it's gotta be the unsexiest thing, and so many men are comfortable with it now. This whole provider thing doesn't exist. This keeping the household together thing doesn't exist.
No.
I just feel like no matter who I date, I always kind of end up being the mom, making sure they're okay, making sure their things are in a place, that things are paid, that they have this and have that. Like, why the fuck am I?
And they just don't use their full brain. When I was in that 8-year relationship, like, fuck, the one time he didn't even know how to start the washing machine. I'm like, just go down there and look at it. It's not that fucking hard. Like, how do you think I learned how to use it? Yeah. Look for the start button. Like, come on. Like, use your fucking brain.
Yeah.
And, like, didn't know how to do his taxes and stuff. I was like, taxes actually are a little bit intimidating. They're fucking intimidating.
Oh, they scare me every year. Ugh.
But, like, why are you making it my problem?
Yeah. One time my ex, a long time ago ex, not my recent ex, I asked him to just do the dishes. And he was like, okay, they're done. And I was like, that was quick. And then, like, we had company over and I need to get something out of the cupboards, and no joke, he took the dirty dishes and just hid them in a cupboard.
No.
Like, under the sink.
Oh my god.
And I was like, fuck, it sucked. Like, that's when it really started hitting me. I'm like, oh my god, like, I'm going to be doing it. And we're, like, years into a relationship, had a fucking house together. They're like, oh my god, am I going to do this forever? And it's like I've seen a different human in front of me, like this little fucking toddler. I wasn't attracted to him. I got the heebie-jeebies when I think about him touching me. Like, I don't think guys realize how fucking unattractive it gets. And the older that we get, the quicker we realize it. Mm-hmm. Fuck that. Yeah. No, I'm done babysitting, guys. I want to be babysat, damn it. I want to be baby. I want to get drunk and carried home. That's never happened to me.
Oh, it's a nice thing.
Yeah. No, never. I always date, like, alcoholics, kind of.
I think that's what I had such a hard time when I broke up with Tim, that he was the guy I dated after in my 8-year relationship, because he was such a good guy. Like, I have literally nothing bad to say about him. He was the guy that would, like, carry me home drunk and, like, hold my hair. He did his own taxes. He'd fix things around the house. Like, he was just, like, literally perfect. Like, whoever ends up with him is really fucking lucky. But I fucked that one up myself. So that one, but it sets the bar so fucking high now. So it's great. Like, he was amazing, and yet I still chose to break up with him because there was something missing. Like, I wanted more. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really hoping that it's out there, but if it's not, then why settle for anything less than that?
Yeah.
Like, truly. I'd rather just do it myself.
And that's honestly, like, kind of the bare minimum. I'm like, is it really that hard to carry your drunk girlfriend home? Or
That's the thing, is like, he was so amazing and sweet, but like, was he, or did he just show up in the relationship? Like, did
and
he
you're not
just,
used to it.
Yeah, did he just do what they're supposed to fucking do?
Mm-hmm.
So,
He did wait around for a while. I gotta commend him on that, because most men wouldn't. Like, she was hoeing. She was fucking.
No,
she
don't
was
say that.
Santa Claus.
I was not.
She was Santa Claus over Edmonton. Ho ho ho.
No, I was not. That was after him. Come on, I was not.
Sorry.
There was him and
can't
another
timeline
guy. It was after Tim that I went on my ho 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 experience.
Sorry, mixed up timelines. But
A broken-hearted hoe is like pretty fucking bad though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I took a long time to recover from Tim, and I didn't know how to feel about my relation, about who I was.
I know.
I really took that out sexually.
Every single time it's like, oh, Snapchat from Ania Woods at 3 a.m. Open, crying. But like, I did that too, man. I guess not with this ex, but like that one ex, Jesse, like every day for like 3 to 6 months or something, like every fucking day. It was just that one. There's always that one breakup that just knocks you out of the house. Yeah. And he wasn't even great. And Tim was great. That guy was not great. Great dog. Great dog. Loved his dog. Cute dog.
Oh yeah, his dog was fucking cute.
Yeah. Little baby.
Oh, your dog is huffing and puffing about you talking about another dog.
Yeah. He's so fat, Buckley. You should be losing weight. Well, we had lots more to talk about, but fuck, we recorded 46 minutes. That's pretty insane. We don't want to bore you guys, but next time we should definitely be talking about our UK trip. We plan to go to the UK whole month. We're going to work. We're going to not work. We're going to see crazy stuff. We're going to go other places. I'm going to do hostels.
I'm going to convince her to do hostels. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And, like, it's 1 month. It's not like when we were thinking about Australia, I was like, 3 months, man. Like, I have a bird. I have a bird.
I have bills. I had no bills.
Yeah, way too many bills. On that note, sign up for my OnlyFans. Joking. Can I say that on YouTube?
I don't know.
I might bleep that out. Anyway, thanks for sitting and listening to us gab. It's me, Kruella, Kraken, and
Ania Woods.
Feel free to follow us on all of our socials. I'll have them tagged at the bottom of the video, and like and subscribe for more.
Bye.
Bye.